Right now in the United States, it has come to light that Chinese agents have infiltrated the core of the political world, and have actually influenced American politics. This has attracted considerable attention, and I would like to show you something regarding this. There are currently numerous English articles on this topic, with most major media outlets covering it. So, what happened exactly? It turns out that a former aide to the governor of New York had become an agent for the Chinese Communist Party. This person even went so far as to interfere with meetings with politicians from Taiwan, directly affecting politics. This former aide is a 41-year-old woman with a husband. Her husband is 40 years old, and his name is Fu. From the pictures, they both appear to be of Asian descent, so they are likely Chinese American. The husband is involved in a business related to seafood exports, most likely primarily from China to the US. It seems that the benefits from China were not provided directly to the former aide but rather through her husband. According to the prosecutor, large sums of money were involved. They were allegedly used to purchase a Ferrari in 2024 and real estate in Long Island, New York, and Honolulu. The total sum is said to be $6 million, which equals around 800 million yen at current exchange rates. Along with this, there was also mention of being treated to duck dishes, which seems irrelevant in the context of such large sums of money, but I think it shows how thoroughly the authorities have uncovered information about the benefits provided by China. One of the major questions here is why the governor of New York appointed this person as an aide. According to the English articles, this is being seen as a problem for the governor. In many cases, even if the former aide's name isn't mentioned in the article's title, the governor's name is. That's natural because it raises the question, why would the governor appoint an agent of the Chinese Communist Party as an aide? Could it be that there is a close relationship between the governor and the Chinese Communist Party? Another thought is that, despite such influential figures in the U.S. political world having close ties to the Chinese Communist Party, there is still a system in place in the U.S. to investigate and crack down on these people. This shows that the U.S. is still functioning well in this regard. In Japan, however, there have long been concerns about whether certain politicians are aligned with the Communist Party, potentially leading to distortions in Japanese politics. For example, with regard to Japan's mega solar power projects, if Japanese people are running the projects and the profits go into Japanese pockets, then maybe the policies are environmentally sound. But when foreign entities are involved in such a crucial area like energy infrastructure, and the solar panels are made in China, it raises concerns about whether the Chinese Communist Party is profiting from Japanese political decisions. Many people worry that this could be the result of Communist Party influence on Japanese politics. In Japan, there is also a lack of legislation to deal with spies. The absence of laws to crack down on Communist Party operatives allows them to operate in the political world with impunity. This is a vulnerability Japan faces when it comes to foreign interference. Furthermore, the former aide in the U.S. didn't directly receive benefits, her husband did, through his business dealings with China. This case shows how family members and relatives of politicians can also become conduits for influence from the Chinese Communist Party. It's not just about the politicians themselves but also their close family ties to China. In the U.S., people are asking whether the governor of New York has connections with China. Similarly, in Japan, there could be cases where the family members of politicians are involved in Chinese business. China is not a rule of law country. How successful a business is in China depends on the Communist Party's decisions. If a politician's family is doing business there, can that politician really stand up to the Communist Party as Japan's representative? I think it's concerning that such matters don't get more attention in Japan. This is partly because the media, being part of the establishment, rarely reports on the backgrounds of politicians. Many voters don't know who is supporting these politicians or where their funding comes from. Voters often cast their votes based on impressions from television without knowing the real facts. The most dangerous aspect is the presence of organizational votes. People who don't think for themselves, trapped in religious or ideological bubbles, vote based on what their organization tells them to do, without considering the politician's background or foreign ties. This is how politicians with organizational backing get elected when regular citizens don't go to vote. In conclusion, the lack of information about political backgrounds in Japan is troubling. The Japanese media isn't going to provide much useful information about this, so we need new media outlets that can conduct proper investigations and offer insights. I am hopeful that new forces will emerge in the political world and that we will see the rise of new media capable of exposing these issues. That's all for now. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.